quite childish, hypocritical, and also disingenuous that people like Peterson will call for the genocide and call for war, when truthfully, he would hate to be anywhere near a war.
Those who have swords and know how to use them but keep them sheathed will inherit the world. You have to be powerful and formidable and then peaceful, in that order. And that's not the same as being naive and weak and harmless, which is what young men are being encouraged to be.
When I first discovered this guy, he had about 20,000 subscribers, and I said, I'm getting R. Kelly vibes from this guy. He's deliberately seeking out these young, impressionable women.
None of them are insightful. None of them have any wisdom or life experience. None of them have anything to teach you. Birds of a feather flock together.
The average person who's living in a border town who gets shot, pawns on the chessboard. I'm smart enough to look at this situation and understand what's really happening.
In this fiery showdown, we witness a clash of ideologies and a passionate confrontation between two prominent figures. Andrew Tate boldly confronts Jordan B. Peterson, accusing him of hypocrisy. Brace yourselves for a heated exchange of words as these two intellectuals lock horns, challenging each other's beliefs and principles. The Tates, those internet personalities known for stirring things up, decided to speak out against Jordan Peterson, the Canadian psychologist. But why? Well, it all started when Peterson posted about the Israel-Palestine conflict after those bombings by Hamas. Let us enlighten you if you're unaware of what's going on between Israel and Palestine. Recently, tensions in the Israel-Palestine region have boiled over into a full-blown conflict. This unfortunate situation has resulted in the loss of lives, including both innocent civilians and soldiers. Palestinian forces have also attempted to occupy certain areas in Israel, leading Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to declare the mobilization of the Israeli army in response. The news of the escalating tensions grabbed the world's attention and made headlines across the globe, raising voices for the loss of innocent lives and stopping the war. The Tates were on their Rumble live stream, and they couldn't help but share their thoughts about the Israel-Palestine issue. They discussed how children are being prevented from attending school due to the ongoing conflict between Palestine and Israel. The Tate brothers also highlighted the war issues between Russia and Ukraine. They emphasized that war is not the solution to these problems. However, one person believes that war is the solution, and that person is Jordan Peterson. Tristan and Andrew made it clear that they're against war and voiced their concerns about how social media is getting increasingly polarized. The big moment was when they discussed Peterson urging Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to encourage war against Palestine. Jordan Peterson, a well-known figure in Western conservative circles, posted something on Twitter that stirred the pot. He urged Israel to take a tough stance against Hamas by saying they should give them hell. This post didn't sit well with many people, and it got a ton of negative attention. He even tagged the country's prime minister saying, "Give him hell at Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu. Enough is enough." Currently, the post has racked up a whopping 31 million views, triggering a huge wave of backlash. Andrew Tate appeared to agree with the critics when he and his brother began discussing the recent war on their Rumble live stream. Andrew Tate didn't hold back and responded to Jordan Peterson by criticizing the 61-year-old for seemingly inciting violence. Like most people, Tate argued that Peterson would likely call for peace if this conflict was happening in his own neighborhood. Unimpressed with Jordan's post, Andrew didn't mince words and called him a hypocrite. He said, "I find it extremely asinine and quite childish, hypocritical, and also disingenuous that people like Peterson would call for the genocide and call for war when truthfully he would hate to be anywhere near a war." The former kickboxer also highlighted that Peterson's call for destruction, especially considering his history of dealing with haters and trolls on social media, appeared quite short-sighted. During episode 21 of his emergency meeting podcast, Top G, he said Jordan Peterson is not a soldier and he is not capable of being a soldier. For him to sit and advocate destruction when he himself can't handle Twitter haters and needs absolute peace of mind, let alone peace of physicality, to sleep at night without drugs. I find that quite disingenuous and short-sighted. Following Tate's critique of Peterson's statements about the Israel-Palestine conflict, numerous users shared their opinions on his comments. One user said, "But Tate was advocating for Palestine over weekend. What a loser. Now he wants to play the moral high ground." He totally flipped his tune. Andrew Tate also pointed out that Jordan Peterson isn't a fan of him. This refers to Jordan's previous criticism of Andrew Tate over a viral clip. Peterson has had conflicts with the Tates in the past, with Peterson even describing Andrew Tate as the lowest form of life. Not long ago, Jordan Peterson didn't hold back in his criticism of Andrew Tate after a video surfaced on Twitter, revealing serious charges against the controversial social media influencer. The former kickboxer and his brother Tristan have been involved in a legal dispute following their arrest in December 2022. They are currently facing severe charges of The accusations against the Tate brothers also suggest their involvement in a criminal operation that targeted and exploited vulnerable women. The Twitter account Milkbar TV recently shared a video claiming that Andrew Tate lied about the charges against him during his interview with former Fox News presenter Tucker Carlson. Journalist Alessandra Bocchi later reshared the video with the caption, "Andrew Tate is accused of sexually exploiting, emotionally manipulating, pimping, and beating women, much of which he admitted in the montage below." The webcam business is how the Tate brothers built their massive wealth. That is what they said. Tucker Carlson, a supposedly traditional family man, left Tate off the hook, even elevated him. So do many conservatives online who constantly degrade and berate women for being and materialistic. Total hypocrisy. Bocchi's tweet grabbed the attention of Canadian psychologist and political commentator Jordan Peterson. He responded with a strong condemnation of Tate, even referring to him as a pimp. He tweeted, "Pimps, electronic and otherwise, are the lowest form of life." However, Andrew is not backing down from raising his voice for what he believes are the right causes. He has called out Jordan Peterson to stop encouraging war, citing the devastating loss of millions of innocent lives. In the past, Andrew Tate has made many philanthropic gestures in support of underdeveloped nations or regions facing resource shortages. Similarly, he had also used X to announce his intention to contribute $200,000 to Palestinian citizens. In a recent post, the user at Tate News shared a now-deleted tweet from Tate in which he said, "Working with TatePledge.com and other charities I trust and know." He declared, donating $200K to Palestinian civilians in the next hour. Updates shortly. Tate also replied to a tweet from another X user named at Abu Hafsa, who suggested that something fishy might happen during the Israel-Palestine conflict. The user remarked, "Rockets fired into Israel and the Iron Dome failed. Hamas fighters roaming around Israeli towns, but not a single IDF soldier in sight? Something fishy going on, mate." When at Abu Hafsa raised questions about the Israel-Palestine situation, Tate didn't hold back. He cracked a clever joke about Mossad, Israel's spy agency known for its secret operations. Tate playfully said, "Mossad doesn't fail on this level. We didn't notice an entire invasion." However, despite his consistent promotion of these charitable endeavors, many critics remain uncertain, questioning whether these actions are genuinely charitable or merely a publicity stunt aimed at gaining sympathy amid his ongoing legal disputes. Fans of Andrew Tate were both excited and divided when he decided to confront Jordan B. Peterson for what he saw as hypocrisy. Some hailed Tate as a fearless truth seeker, applauding his audacity in challenging a prominent figure like Peterson. They felt he was raising important questions about the consistency of Peterson's beliefs and actions. On the other hand, some were skeptical, fearing that this confrontation might lead to further division and online clashes. However, despite the differences, many fans have come forward to support what Andrew has said about Jordan Peterson. They believe in continuing to raise their voices against people who promote war. A user said, "I'm a Jordan Peterson fan. Andrew Tate is right. I can't believe that is where we are at. Tate being a higher intellectual than Peterson is a plot twist that I never saw coming." Another user said, "I don't always agree with the Tate brothers, but this opinion piece was fairly solid. Support the civilians, not the war industry. More people should take this view into other things as well and think about whether they actually understand the argument/subject/problem before launching a stupid opinion on it." And that's it from us for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching.